the church's major goal is not to change teaching, not to change what God has revealed, but for us to change, to conform ourselves to what God has told us about life, about meaning, about purpose, about eternity, about values. That's the church's job, not to change what he's told us, but to change how we are disobeying it, are not using his teaching to form our lives. That's a lifelong challenge, but that's the noble vocation of the church.
All right, Jeannie, translate. What's he saying? Obviously, we know the backdrop, everybody, that Pope Francis put it out there as to, hey, maybe it's time that the church, without saying these direct language, open its doors and be far more accepting of both gays and also divorcees here into the church, both in terms of not communion, but full acceptance and a real active role in the church. Not every conservative bishop bought on, and you just heard what Cardinal Dolan said. What did he say? I didn't understand that.
I can't say that I can translate for Cardinal Dolan because I was too fascinated by his arm movements. But,
yes.
You know, I think what we're seeing is a real, and it's important. I mean, you're a Catholic, you know, it's important. This is something that Catholics have talked about for a long time. This divide between the Catholic laity and, you know, if you look at, you know, the people in power, the people in charge, priests in the church and, you know, the Vatican in terms of where they stand on issues such as divorce, such as homosexuality. So, you know, I think that's what people really appreciate about this Pope is the fact that he's bringing these issues to the forefront and allowing Catholics to talk about them. And I know that people are anxious for a decision by the Vatican, you know, what is allowed, what's not, but the conversation itself is really, really important. And I think we will get a decision at some point, but the conversation
and also we
is
know
important.
just from how the process works, and people may not want to hear this because it takes a while. Yeah. The current makeup of the cardinal bishops, basically the bishops, when it's time to be replaced, this Pope will select more progressive bishops, cardinals that'll be out there. That's how it's going to work.
It's
here.
almost
But until
like the
that
Supreme
happens,
Court.
he doesn't really have the votes.
But it sounds like Dolan's saying not so fast.
Yeah.
What you heard about openness and inclusiveness might not be around the corner the way that it might have been reported a couple of weeks ago.
But can I just say he's actually right about that? It's not, and I think to that extent he's right that it's not, if you're expecting there to be a wholesale turn next month, that's not going to happen. Sorry to interrupt. But I think he's right about that.
That's okay, but I think it also indicates that this is not going to be as smooth a process as just generational turnover within the College of Cardinals, that there will be some resistance, there will be some conservative cardinals and bishops who say, we're not going to move the church as quickly as the Pope wants.
But eventually he's going to get his votes.
Progress takes time. And with the Catholic Church, it's surely going to take time. And this is a Pope that is beloved around the world with his comment of who am I to judge? And slowly, we're going to see the change come along.
I think, I know you're right. I'm just curious if the laity, they're tired of just hearing words. They don't want to just thrown out. They want to see action. But you're right. Historically, these things take forever with the Catholic Church.
But this is action for, if you're a Catholic and you sit in these pews, this is action. I mean, really, it sounds like talk, but it is action because it's a far cry from where we were 2 years ago.
What I hear on certain Sundays, not everybody's getting the message from this Pope, though. I'm only telling you, some of the homilies are really interesting that I'm hearing. All right, head over to Facebook and Twitter and sound off on today's question. Do you think the church will embrace same-sex marriage and gay rights here? And if you think so, how long from now? All right, when we come back, a very interesting conversation. Filmmaker Shuli Eshel speaks to RFL about her new documentary, A Voice Among the Silent. It's a legacy of another Catholic, James G. MacDonald, a conversation about a face-to-face he had with Hitler in 1933 and how he worked tirelessly to protect Jewish refugees from the Nazis. We'll be right back with that after this.